Okay, so you're hanging out with your friends, laughing and having a great time, when someone suddenly asks you the rudest question ever. Ouch! What should you do? Don't worry. I know exactly how you can become the king or queen of witty comebacks. Let's start with decoding the source of all these annoying and tactless people and their inquiries. According to the certified psychoanalyst F. Diane Barth, there are 6 main reasons why people confront you about inappropriate things. They don't realize that it's unsuitable. Yup, some people genuinely think that there's nothing wrong with asking you about your weight or when you will finally get married. There can be tons of reasons behind it, from narcissism to social anxiety disorder. But one thing remains the same. These people simply can't put themselves in your shoes. The next group of people are brutally honest by nature. These guys realize that it's not okay to ask questions like that, but they're not used to keeping their mouth shut. Then there are people who are just angry, and this type of personality really does want to hurt you. This anger may come from their self-consciousness, jealousy, or envy. So when they pick on you, they feel better about themselves. Thus, it's their problem, not yours. Some people ask awkward questions because they receive them too. I know, it sounds crazy, but taking the place of the attacker from time to time makes them feel stronger. This is their way to forget that they were sensitive victims once. Another group of people ask these questions to help you. Don't blame them, they can't figure out any other way to show you that something's wrong. These people ask rude questions to point out the problem and motivate you. And finally, some of your attackers just want to connect with you, even though this is the last thing you want to do after such questions. So, as you can see, the intentions behind nosy questions can be completely different. Still, your answer can be awesome, and here are a couple of strategies you can use to give a perfect comeback. Change the subject. That's right. Changing the subject after awkward questions doesn't make you weak. It shows your opponent that you have boundaries that shouldn't be crossed. You can do it any way you want. Ask another question, start a new topic, distract them. The options are endless. Just do it confidently. It's your attacker who should be ashamed of their bad manners, not you. Answer without answering. Who said that you should give them a definite answer? When someone asks you how much you make, just say, "Oh, it's an average salary, nothing interesting." "When are you going to lose weight?" I haven't thought about it." See? Your attacker wants you to feel uncomfortable, so they get bored when you give them the most general answers ever. A couple more attempts and they'll never ask you stupid questions ever again. You can also combine this method with changing the subject. "Oh, I'm still thinking about having kids, but how's your baby? Everything's great?" Your opponent will start talking about themselves, and the awkward question will be long gone. Give short answers. Brief and careless responses also make your attacker tired and bored quickly. "How much money do you make?" "Enough." "Are you planning on getting married?" "Maybe." Your manners are perfect, the rude question is answered, and your attacker is kind of furious, but has no idea how to call you out on it. It's a twofer. Pass the question. This tactic is especially helpful for everyone who's tired of money and marriage questions. Instead of answering the question from your point of view, pass it on to somebody else. For instance, when your friend asks you when you are going to get a raise, say, "It's for my boss to decide." When your relatives ask nosy questions about your marriage, respond, "You should probably ask my partner about that." This type of answer will put an end to this topic, and your attackers won't bother you anymore. Play dumb. This is the one I personally use, and it's not a stretch. Nobody likes to ask the same question multiple times. Even more so, some attackers feel uncomfortable repeating their rude question once again. So your job is simple. Act like you didn't hear or understand the question. Confidently and loudly say, "Can you repeat the question, please?" This will bring everyone's attention to your conversation and make your opponent afraid to say the same nosy thing one more time. Or act puzzled and pretend you have no idea what they're talking about. This is the reaction your opponent doesn't expect, so they won't be able to go through with it. Mirror. Mirroring technique is very simple. You have to return the question right back to your opponent. The best way to go with it is to make your attacker feel ashamed of their rude question. When somebody asks you about your looks, say, do you really think that it's cool to ask a question like that? If someone wants to know more about your personal life, respond, so you really want to be the third person in my bedroom, huh? Another type of mirroring is asking your attacker the same question. Want to know when I'm going to have kids? Then what about you? Are you planning on getting married, by the way? Don't try to be aggressive or rude, though. Your response should be cold and polite. Have fun with it. Rude questions are uncomfortable, true, but why so serious? Play with it. Whenever you get an awkward question you don't want to answer, turn your acting skills on. Look your opponent in the eye and dramatically say, "Please, never ask me this question again." Believe me, the confused look on people's faces is priceless. My favorites are, "Next question," and "It's top secret information." See, don't let rude people ruin your day. Like the great Eleanor Roosevelt said, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent." Make a joke. Why use special tactics when you can laugh at the situation? Any inappropriate question can be treated with the best weapons ever, the law firm of humor, sarcasm, and irony. Let's say you're trying on a cool dress or costume, and someone suddenly says that it doesn't look good on you. Just say, "Oh, that's why everyone looks at me as if they want to take it off." Bam! You're fabulous, and your attacker is lost for words. When someone asks you about your weight, say that it's just the weight of everyday concerns. In case they rudely ask whether you're pregnant or not, you can casually respond, "Really? Why am I always the last to know?" And if they're absolutely certain that you're pregnant and ask when you're expecting, just laugh and say, "Nope, it's neither a girl nor a boy. It's just donuts." Another popular topic of inappropriate questions, and girls get it the most, is marriage and kids. So ladies, listen up. When someone asks you when you are going to get married, you can always say, "On Saturday." "Oh, which Saturday?" "I don't know yet, but it's going to be a Saturday." And when it comes to questions about kids, sarcasm is the best response. My favorite joke, though, is to say, "Do you really want to talk about it?" right after the question, and then when they say yes, respond, "But I don't." This method always works for me. Acting silly is also a great joking strategy. When someone asks you how much you make, say, "Oh, I thought people only got paid in food." See? You can apply irony to any awkward situation you get. After all, nobody can laugh at you when you can laugh at yourself. Of course, all these tactics and methods are cool and necessary, but ask yourself one thing. Do you really want to hang out with people who don't respect your personal space? It's one thing to ask inappropriate questions during your one-on-one, but if your friends constantly make you feel ashamed and embarrassed in public, well, they're definitely not people who care about you. However, if it's your relatives or co-workers and you really can't show them the way out of your life, you should follow a couple of easy rules. Don't give them any details of your private life. More details, more nosy questions, and you certainly don't need that. Don't communicate with them often. Say you're busy with work or you have an urgent home situation. Don't make small talk. Say hi and keep silent. These guys love to talk more than anything, so they'll get bored with you rather quickly. Don't agree with them. This boss is good? I don't think so. This band is cool? I'm not sure. Again, they'll lose any desire to talk to you. And finally, play a good old ignore game. You have every right to choose the people you want to be around and say no to the toxic ones that ruin your self-confidence and mood. So, use it. And how do you usually answer rude or uncomfortable questions? You have any good zingers? Tell me in the comments below. Don't forget to give this video a like, share it with your friends, and click subscribe. Stay on the bright side.